Let's talk some nonsense. I don't care what anybody says. Elvis is still alive.
Was George Washington a Satanist?
You know what you're saying right now? Do you even understand what you're saying?
Witches? Ouija boards?
On today's episode of No We're Actually Scared, we head to the great state of Washington, in the northwest of our country, home of grunge, dense forests, and Mels Hole. Let's get into it.
The year is 1997. Art Bell American Radio show host received a call from a man named Mel Waters. Mel claimed he had found a bottomless pit on his property. He explained he had used fishing wire and weights and could never hit the bottom. Many claims of others finding this hole seeing lights and dark black beam of energy shooting toward the sky. Mel claimed to hear from his neighbor that a dog was laid to rest down the hole and return to the neighbor's porch the next day. Alive. There are claims of the government taking Mel's land and ruining him financially. This becomes one of the most famous urban legends in Washington state, prompting multiple additional interviews. Red Elk, a Native American shaman, states his father showed him the hole and believed there are underground entities living there. Could these be the lizard people waiting underground to ultimately enslave humanity? Is this a crazy kook trying to make a splash on a radio station? Either way, this one has us saying, hell no, we're actually scared.
Hello and welcome to No We're Actually Scared. Today we're going to Washington. We're going to talk about Mel's Hole.
Portal to another dimension.
Portal.
The rumor of another dimension. Well, how did you hear about it? Did you just Google?
This came up so random because we were trying to figure out this show, and this is going to be our first episode, but this is probably the third one we'll record. We're looking up conspiracies for different states because we wanted to go around the country. We wanted to hit a couple of weird ones that maybe people haven't heard of, and then we wanted to hit the big ones that people had heard of. Yep. We want to do the Bell Witch. We're definitely going to check out the Superstition Mountains in Arizona.
Right.
There's one in upstate New York that we're really looking forward to. We're trying to get it together.
We're trying to stay away from, like, the Area 51.
Yeah.
You know, the lesser known theories.
We want to hit the big ones, too. We're going to do the Bell. I mean, we're going to hit big ones, but we're not going to do the just the basic ones. And we're not the most amazing researchers in the world. We're not gonna do heavy deep and dives. We're just gonna shoot the shit, and we're gonna talk about Mel's Hole.
Yeah.
That's
gonna be the basis of this episode.
Yes. So I am Dusty Davenport.
And I am Johnny Paranoia.
Ooh.
Paranoid. Now, what's more fascinating than a hole?
I mean, it's the craziest. It's the most simple thing, and it's just like Mel's Hole, and just such like a one syllable like hick name is so perfect for it.
It has to be a made up name.
Oh,
and
100%,
Mel 100%. Waters.
Yeah,
Mel Waters.
And who's calling into Art Bell and using their real name?
Oh, I miss Art Bell.
Oh, fantastic show.
That show, I remember like towing with my friend's uncle.
Yeah,
like he used to take us out like when I used to sleep over his house and everything, and he would be like, "Come on, we got to go pick up a car and." Pennsylvania, and we'd drive to Pennsylvania and listen to Art Bell on the radio. This is why I'm so jaded nowadays with these conspiracy theories and supernatural beings. And
this is like the beginning of the tinfoil hat, everything else. Like Art Bell,
Art Bell.
Real radio show.
So let's get into it. Mel Waters calls into Art Bell in 1997, saying that he has a mysterious hole in his backyard that is bottomless. Now, where that hole goes...
Mel runs out to the store. He's buying fishing wire. He's putting weights on it. He's dropping it to the bottom of the hole. Never hits the bottom.
Now, can you imagine being like that obsessed with a hole in your backyard?
Yeah, you're just looking at it like hold on a second. I got to run to Home Depot.
I'm going to build a contraption and see if I can hit the bottom of this damn thing. I mean, I'm sorry. I guess this is pre-internet.
This hole's got a lot going on.
Fascinated by this hole. Well, anyways, it's supposed to be a portal to hell. Mysterious powers coming out of there. Yep. A gravitational pull.
Yep. So the big validating thing was Red Elk. So Red Elk had his dad take him to this hole in 1961.
This is
Many years prior.
He's a Native American medicine man or chief.
I can't remember what tribe he's from. I think it might be in our story. We try to get our story recorded before this, so go back and check that out if I said something.
This is our wonderful research right here.
But his dad took him to the hole, and he said, like, there is no end to this hole. It's a bottomless hole, and it's quite possibly a portal to another dimension or hell.
Well, the story gets real crazy is when Mel calls into the radio show and states that his neighbor actually threw his dead dog into the hole.
Yeah, it was just trying to bury his dog, just threw it down the hole. And then the next day, here it is wagging its tail coming up on the porch.
That's some Pet Cemetery shit right there.
Sleep with one eye open with that thing.
100%. I mean,
dog.
I love my dog, dude, but
Yep.
if he died and all of a sudden he reappeared on my front porch,
One eye open.
I'd be gone, dude. I'm sorry, I'd be gone. There's no way I'm going back to that hole. I'm staying far, far away. But so he calls in, and apparently the government finds out about this hole of magical powers,
Yep.
and they force Mel off his land.
And there's rumors that Mel might have partaken in a few of his plants.
Might have been a toker, little smoker.
Ooh, and a grower.
Late night joker. Yeah, but
So this is the government's reason for forcing him off his grow operation. I mean hole.
yeah, off his hole. So apparently the government ended up building a facility inside this. Like, I don't know if this is like a CERN. I don't know if you know anything about CERN.
Oh,
with the,
yeah, CERN's wild. That's the alternate dimension stuff.
Yes, the God particle.
Yep.
They're trying to
And ever
create
since
the
it
God
happened,
particle.
the Mandela effect, all these things. Mm-hmm. But
So if they're doing like a CERN project there now, I wouldn't doubt it. Trying to reach humanoid beings.
yeah. And where are you on the dimension thing? Do you think there's other dimensions, or do you think it's more spiritual, it's more demonic?
I think there's a combination of everything. I think there is a spiritual side, but I also do believe in a time warp dimension. Like,
Right, where everything's happening. It just seems like every time you connect like the different dimension, like there's every possibility is possible everywhere all the time. There's that, but then it just seems like every time you connect it to that, it always ends up like demonic.
Yes,
It's always like
always
bad. Like it's never like, oh, this is the version of me that won the lottery.
What is time before time existed? I mean,
Yeah, true.
it goes back to that.
Yeah.
We weren't here.
Right,
Explain that. I mean,
right, and then we were.
miraculously. I mean, I heard Jesus actually went into Mel's hole after the crucifixion and and resurrected. So
Oh, sure.
that's our research right there. No, but I like interdimensions definitely. I explain deja vu.
Yeah,
I mean, where you could have oh my god, I've been here.
like that's definitely happened.
Yeah,
already.
I was here.
Yeah,
I
deja
saw
vu
this.
is a real phenomenon. We got to do an episode on deja vu. There's got to be a good story somewhere there. And I love the Mandela effect, but it's just been done to death. But deja vu is one that it wouldn't be bad checking out.
Like, the thing about the Mandela effect, it's like Fruit of the Loom. It had the
That is so
cornucopia.
real, though. I always remember the cornucopia.
Like, that's like the biggest one out of it. Like, oh wait, JFK was not the president. Like, it proved that one to me, and then I'll be like,
yeah.
all
You
right.
wonder why like CERN didn't like make the bigger ones. Like
Yeah,
they didn't like
yeah.
it didn't like cause major like.
Right. Oh, World War II did not happen. It's
Yeah.
like, wait, okay, now you're onto something with the Mandela effect. But it's like Fruit of the Loom.
It's always such like a little thing.
Yeah, it's such a little thing, or it's a TV show, or it's like you saw.
You wonder if that's just something that like the government does. Like that just seems more of something like they would do. Like, oh no, there never was a cornucopia.
Cornucopia.
Yeah, like
I
just
mean,
something very small.
What would be the reason behind that?
Just keep us chasing our tails.
Just this is what I'm gonna have this guy spend 20 minutes of his day looking up the cornucopia of Fruit of the Loom.
Like they said, just disconnect people from others because some people have this memory of something and some people have this, and maybe it's just ramping up. Maybe it's gonna get bigger and bigger.
Don't they say that history is written by the victors
Yep,
or whatever,
yeah.
right? So I guess Fruit of the Loom is very, very
Well,
powerful.
and that's the crazy thing about technology in the future now is no one's gonna know what's real about anything.
The AI thing is nuts.
Yeah, no one's gonna know what's real.
Yeah.
So you're gonna go 50 years and you're gonna be reading a textbook on something,
Right.
but you'll have no idea if it was real or fake.
Well, it's just like, even like if you use like the the chat. Hey, blah, 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 blah. I don't want to say the name because it's not sponsored by them. But if they do want to sponsor us, I'll gladly take a check from them.
Oh, 100%. Please.
But that bot only creates everything. It pulls from everything on the internet right now.
Right.
So look at all the BS that's on the internet.
Right. Yeah. Well, it's crazy. You search something for the internet. I mean, you don't even get results anymore. The first 15 results have nothing to do with what you search for.
Yeah. But like how you were saying, like interdimensional.
Yeah.
I think of like Stranger Things, like where there's an
upside down.
Kind of, it's like this existence, this place exists, but in another realm.
Right.
Or like an Insidious, where you go to another world.
Right.
Like it's here, but you're not present.
Yep.
And I do believe that.
Yeah, that's another episode I want to do is the, what do they call that when you're leaving your body and surfing around?
Dream hopping or something like that.
Yeah, there's like a school or something.
Oh,
there's some wild stuff about it.
Yeah, there was a guy
I wouldn't even mind interviewing any of those people. If any of you want to get a hold of us, check out our website, send us an email. We'd love to have you on for an interview.
I just watched a guy on YouTube he worked for the CIA. He was part of this like project for 20 years. That he ended up finding like the Red October, the submarine, the USSR submarine, like a whole bunch of crazy shit.
Yeah.
But he's able to implant himself, like be in one spot at one time and implant himself and be able to see visually.
Like remote viewing.
Yes, it is. It's
viewing.
It's remote viewing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a wild subject to get onto.
Remote viewing, yeah.
But so Mel ended up calling into Art Bell.
Yep.
I think it was 2 or 3 times, and then he fell off the face of the earth.
Definitely a 3-parter, and then he was gone.
Gone. No one can find the exact location of this hole.
Yep. People search for it. People walk around.
Google map it.
Yep.
It's completely blacked out.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't check it out.
Like if you put in the coordinates of it, it's blacked out.
They had the coordinates of Mel?
They have the coordinates of it.
Get out of here.
The rumored coordinates.
Yeah. Right.
But if there's a military base there, that kind of makes sense. Like you don't want that to be
out there.
National security reasonings or whatnot.
It's crazy. Well, that's what you're seeing with all these politicians, like looking like clones and things. Like, how much technology and how many things do they have to just like alter themselves?
Oh, like how you go back? Like, what is real anymore? I mean, you go on YouTube and you watch the news or.
Yep.
What is
they always talk about adrenochrome, but I mean, there's a whole other host of things. If this guy's throwing a dog down a hole and it's coming back to life, who's to say that they can't just like vitalize you?
What happened to that dog yonder? Like, is it still walking?
Where's the neighbor? Can we get his interview?
Yeah, he's still there. Like, knock on his door, man. Like, what the hell, buddy? I heard he did some
I think
fun
they made a joke on the podcast. He was like, if I ever die, just throw me down that hole, too.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no shit. Yeah, I don't know if I would do that.
Yeah, coming back. Yeah.
Yeah, you go see some, like, you go talk to the...
Did you check out that Pet Sematary remake?
No.
Or, like, well, the remake wasn't great. The remake was better than the prequel, though. Like, you just came out with a prequel, and it was like, it was pretty weak. But their whole line is like, sometimes dead's better, or something like that. You know what I mean?
You can't touch the original, man.
Oh, yeah.
The original.
Honestly, like, Pet Sematary 2 with the little kid is probably the best one from the 80s. Yeah. Or is it 90s? I don't know. 80s, 90s?
Yeah, late 80s, I think.
Yeah. But the kid stabs him at the end. Yeah.
Yep.
Pet Sematary 2 was fantastic.
Yep. Yeah, man.
They were trying to do something with the new one. Something about newer horror movies. They don't hit the same.
No.
Especially when you remake
an old original story. It's like, you can't make it better, dude.
Yeah. Like, what do? You're going to remake The Shining?
Yeah,
like,
it's going to be filmed
because all you're going to think about is, like, The Shining.
Right.
I'm like, I would rather be watching The Shining.
100%.
I don't need to watch The Shining 2024.
No, it's just like... And then some things, dude, it's just like, let it die. Like a dog. Like, it's like, oh, it's great, I enjoyed your time here, but I don't need to throw you down a hole and rebirth you. Like, that doesn't need to happen. But the other thing about Mel's Hole, so they said that the government took over his property.
Yep.
Created a base there. I guess there's like some videos on YouTube with like people going in there and seeing like military vehicles going in and trains coming in and out of the plane. I guess there's a train track around it. But he moved to Australia, is the rumor. He lives in Australia now.
Now it's getting strange.
But there's supposed to be another Mel's Hole in the state of Nevada.
What?
Yes. That's like the big, like...
Oh, we're state jumping.
Boom. Yeah, I know. Now we got...
So they're starting to pop up?
This is what I
they're
heard.
like replicating, like they're like.
But the crazy thing about the one in Nevada is I heard that they took a goat and dropped a live goat down this hole, and it came out and it was half eaten.
Oh my god!
And there was some like alien being on this hole, like. But the other rumor was that the one man developed cancer after he touched it. Like whatever this worm
It's
or
radioactive or something.
radioactive thing, but there's supposed to be Mels Holt Part 2 in the state of Nevada. So, who knows if it's real? Who knows if it's fake?
Yep.
I kind of want to. I'd like to see it.
Well, they
though.
were saying like sinkholes are happening more and more. Like, who's to say these aren't just going to start popping up everywhere?
I know. The holes to other dimensions. Like let's go.
It's a crazy story. Like, it really is. I mean, it's a big urban legend in Washington. We don't have the funds to fly out to Washington and talk to people, but you know, just a quick cursory thing. If you've never heard of it, like I haven't until I was looking up something in Washington.
Yeah.
It's a wild thing to check out.
Yeah, there's not much going on in Washington.
Yeah.
Like you got
but they have those
Seattle.
crazy forests.
Yeah.
Like that's the
Well,
thing. Like their forests are so dense and like
murderers of the Capitol or whatever, serial killers, everything.
What
go
was the
hiding
place
there.
in Washington where they were like hiding people underground and like forcing them to work or something?
Oh,
were you telling me about that?
The Shanghai tunnels.
The Shanghai.
That was
tunnels.
Oregon, though. I think.
Oh, wrong state. Wrong
yeah,
state.
I think that's Portland.
Okay.
I think it's Portland.
Okay.
Yeah, those are the Shanghai tunnels, man.
That's a whole nother
crazy.
whole nother can of worms.
You talk about like slavery that was like newer, like
Yeah, like
late
modern day
1800s,
slavery.
1900s, like human trafficking. It would fall under that category, the Shanghai tunnels. Dude. That's scary. Yeah, there's really not much in the state of Washington.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Mount St. Helens,
Yep.
and then you got Mels Holt.
The best Washington could come up with for a supernatural story was a hole in the ground.
Damn Washington.
What are they doing up
What are
there?
they, Washingtonians?
Washingtonian.
Washingtonians. Yeah, there's that Mels Hole, man. It's a creepy thing. Like I said, is it a cryptid living down there? Is that
Yep.
is it a different dimension? Is it
Yep.
a different
That's
universe?
one thing you always hear about CERN too is like what's coming through that thing. Like people are coming out with stories that things are coming through.
Yes. Yeah, because you don't know what you're getting when you're smashing particles together
Right.
at supersonic speeds. Like, yeah, they
And
could-
then, well, we don't want to do an episode on CERN right now, but it's just insane to think like
it
they're
kind of
seeing
goes hand in
things
hand,
go
though,
through.
dude.
It does. It seems like the dimension thing.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's what drew us there, because like I said, it's a hole in the ground. How much can you talk about a hole in the ground?
Yeah.
But
Just a rebirth thing
the dimension thing is weird.
and the dimension thing.
Like and why would the government want to go there?
Why do they collapse everything?
But I mean, they did so many secret shitty things, man. Like, what are they working on in there? You know,
Yeah.
like,
Well, that's what you're wondering. Are they? Because that's like the big rumor is that everyone just wants to find eternal life because they know when
Yeah.
it's over that they've done so many bad things.
why would you
that-
want to live forever?
Because they've done so many bad things that the next life isn't looking good.
Well, yeah.
So they don't want to leave the earth. They
Yeah.
want to hang on as long as they can.
It is a power struggle thing. Like, it
Yep.
is definitely like, I need the power, and I'm gonna harvest this power.
Yes. It's my hole. We're gonna figure it
Yeah,
out.
no matter
We're gonna
what
figure
cost.
it out.
No matter what wormhole
Yeah.
I create in this
Yeah.
hole.
It's like the oh, here's the airplane.
The UFO.
This is gonna be like an episode thing where we get to hear an airplane go over every single episode.
Yeah, we're traffic controllers. Actually, we should be calling the plane to land right now, but
We're busy.
yeah, Boeing don't give a shit. So why should we? Yeah, that door just came off. That's no problem. Oh my God, there's a wheel on the runway right now. Oops.
So you wouldn't want reincarnation?
No,
No.
No.
You want to be done and be done?
I think once I live, I'm good.
It's once around.
Yeah, give me a one go around. I don't need a park easy pass, dude. I don't. Just give me one go around, dude. Because that falls into like the people that always do want to come back. It's like you live in a world of regret, kind of. Like, oh, I should have did something different.
Yeah.
Nah, man, it's let it go.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that thing like you just get to living your life until you get it right or whatever. But I I think it'd just be fun to live a different life.
It sounds like hell.
Just jump into something completely different.
It sounds like hell. Like,
Yeah,
I'm gonna work
it's
another.
just like constant repetition of the same thing.
I'm gonna work another 50 years at my job. Come on, man. Like, this is why I'm trying to do a podcast, become a superstar on the radio.
Yeah, I just want to talk to Sam Tripoli. Sam Tripoli, if you're listening,
Yes.
we'd
Shout
like to
out,
talk
Sam.
to you.
Shout out, Sam.
Our fellow upstate New York trash.
Non-normie. Yeah, it's definitely interesting with that, with the hole in the ground. Hey, is that where Courtney Love got her band name?
Ooh,
From Mel's Hole.
Courtney's hole.
Courtney's Hole. Oh my goodness, that's a dark crevice. That's dark.
It's dark. So did she kill Kurt Cobain?
Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah.
She was a CIA op. Her dad was.
Yeah, her dad was. Yeah.
With the music industry.
Which movie was she in? She was in a huge movie. Citizen Kane, or was it Soylent Green?
Kane? I don't know.
Whatever. Like
I
that.
don't know.
Here I am, the film buff, and I'm just like,
You are the film buff.
I'm making up fucking random movies.
Citizen Kane, man. Wasn't
That
that
was
like
probably way too old.
Wasn't that like in the 30s?
What movie was Courtney Love in? She was in a very famous movie. Yes, Citizen Kane is like a all-time classic.
Yeah. Yeah, that one. Yeah, I definitely would love a remake of Citizen Kane with Courtney Love in it.
But yeah, his murder definitely screams like the guy that Hillary Clinton's friend that was found hanging in a garage with 2 shotgun wounds to the chest.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing.
It had those vibes.
Yeah. Yeah, Courtney Love, man. I mean, I just remember listening to her on Howard Stern and just being like, holy shit, man.
Yeah, this lady's lost.
She was gone. She was cool, though, man.
What the hell? I know she was in a very famous movie.
I liked Hole's album.
Oh yeah.
Like their first.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if that's a self-titled one, but
the women music from the 90s is far and away so much cooler than like
today.
The women today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, without a
Like
doubt.
I know there were always pop stars and things, but like those girls were actually famous, and
Yeah.
like the music was actually like listenable.
Yeah,
Like good.
well,
Like listening to No Doubt or listening
Yeah,
to
No
like
Doubt.
Bikini Kill
Lil
and
Ska.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I agree.
yeah, it was good.
But it was
music.
a different era, though, man.
I know. So much better.
That was.
That's all I think about when I think of Washington is just grunge music and heroin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Soundgarden.
Soundgarden.
I do.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
It's bad though, like that they get the rep of just like Pacific Northwest. It rains all the time, depression and grunge.
Right.
Like that's it.
That's it's a depressing place.
like it's pretty in a hole.
They did have an autonomous zone separate from the society.
They did.
Not too long ago.
They did, yes.
They had some wild stuff going on.
Yeah, they tried to create their own city.
But you would think like Seattle's such like this big city, but they're actually open carry.
What?
Like you can.
Well, yeah, I could
Which
see
is
that.
kind of like Washington State's open carry. Like
Yeah,
you can
but-
literally walk around with a gun on your hip out in the open.
It's rural outside of like their city.
Outside of Seattle. Yeah.
In Tacoma.
Right.
You know,
yeah. All those forests, man.
Mm-hmm.
You would
Plus-
think there would be. There has to be alien sightings out there, but when we were looking, I didn't see any.
No. And like you would think like Bigfoot, but Bigfoot is like middle of the country, dude.
Yeah.
Like Iowa.
Well, that's one of the cool things about Mel. When he calls in, you can tell this dude is hick country.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I found a hole.
Oh, yeah.
I dropped some fishing wire.
Can you imagine Art Bell's eyes like when that call came in?
Oh,
Like,
dude, that just made his day.
wait, what are you talking about? Like a hole in the ground? Endless? Bottomless? Where does it go? Have you gone down there?
Yeah. But like it's been validated too. Like it's not just Mel. Like the Native Americans are actually validating everything he's saying.
Yeah. Well, like how we talked before, they're in tune with nature, spiritual.
Yep.
I mean, they're one with nature. And anything to connect to another world, I think through a hole, I think they would be pretty in tune with that.
Oh yeah, big time.
But what about oh my god, I can't think of it right now. I scratch that, forget that. Forget that. But the one in Nevada kind of fascinates me a little bit too, where it gave the guy cancer.
Yeah.
And that like they just sacrifice a goat to it? Like, now talking about the evil thing, like, did he just open up something else?
Right, like what sacrifice did you make to like open this
Crazy, right?
door? Like sacrifices are always like.
And that one's bigger apparently in Nevada than the one, and it like Mels Hole's only like 9x9 or 9 feet.
Yeah, it's like skinny.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
It's a hole. Like someone probably dug it. Like Mel probably dug this hole trying to get to China when he was a kid. Because he was probably so bored without the internet and YouTube and no PlayStation. He probably just went in his backyard and started digging holes. It's like the movie Holes. That's what it's based on.
That's what Mels Hole's based on. Yeah, the movie Holes is based on Mels Hole. So apparently Jack Powell, a state geologist, said that the real hole near Ellensburg is likely the inspiration for this actual hole. So he's saying this story is geologically impossible. Oh, big surprise that the geologist is saying that the reincarnation hole is impossible.
The guy who works for the CIA it says it's impossible as they force this poor man off his land for smoking a little.
Mel Waters claimed federal agents forced him to lease the land to the government. The lease payments allowed him to move to Australia.
Yep, Australia.
Where he could token peace.
Yes. I wouldn't think Australia is like the liberal country for weed.
No, I wouldn't think so either.
I wouldn't think so.
No. I heard they're wild people, though, the more you see stuff.
Oh, they're all criminals.
Did you ever see Talk to Me?
No.
Oh, okay. All right, we got to figure out a movie we're going to talk about.
Do they have Australian accents?
Oh, yeah.
See, I would get out of it.
Yeah, the English accents drive me nuts, but the Australian ones aren't bad.
No, they don't bother.
I dig them because they sound like kind of like redneck Irish.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's better than like the proper. Like, I can't deal with once I hear the proper English accents. Like, what's that movie with Harry Potter? The horror movie with Harry Potter? What's
the Lady in Black?
The Lady in Black. I can't watch it, dude.
Yeah.
The accents drive me nuts. They're so proper. I'm so not English.
Yeah, I know.
It's bad. Like, I shouldn't, like, but
I know.
I'll tell you what, man. Out of all the people that flew into my airport, the people with the English accents, dude, they drive me nuts.
Big as a-holes.
They drive you nuts.
Yeah, speaking of holes.
Speaking of holes.
English there.
Oh, we forgot to talk about the biggest thing. Neighbors and Mel saw a gigantic black beam shooting out of the hole towards the sky.
That's cool.
So, kind of like Stonehenge, just like...
What the hell?
Like a vortex of black energy shooting from the hole going to the sky.
Would you have touched it?
It was a 9-foot diameter, you were right.
Yeah. Would you have touched it? Like, if you were close to it, would you have touched it?
Just put your hand over it?
Yeah.
You think you get cancer?
1,000%. Everything gives you cancer nowadays. Diet Pepsi gives you cancer.
It's true.
That would definitely give you cancer. That will give you cancer.
It is crazy. Cancer's everything now.
Nah.
You wonder if it's just like something about the overproduction of everything. Everything's made so plastic and like fake.
Oh, everything's fake, man.
Yeah.
It's all one big psyop, dude.
It is.
Like, they're slowly killing you.
Yeah.
Every day.
Every day.
Doesn't matter what
From the
you buy.
fluoride in the water to like the plastic in your food.
Yeah, doesn't that lower your...
You ever just eat a lean cuisine and you're just like, did I just eat like plastic?
I feel terrible when I like...
Yeah.
When I can't remember actually the last time I like microwaved a dinner.
Yeah.
Like, it's been so long, but just think of like a Hot Pocket.
Yep.
Like, that ain't
Back when we
cheap.
used to live off of gas station
Yeah,
food.
and just the boiling substance inside there that kind of looks like cheese. That was made in a lab. But yeah, it's not good, man. And I mean, what you can't do anything about it except grow your own garden and become a vegetarian.
Even then, with the GMOs and the seeds, like you can't.
Now you're freaking me out, man. If you can't control,
You can't
your own
even grow your own food, and you're not even allowed to like recycle seeds like you were like in like regenerative agriculture in a lot of places now.
We'll figure it out, man.
Yeah.
Like we're pretty smart.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're gonna head out to the desert, dude.
Yeah.
No one's coming. This is my theory on like disconnecting from society. Everyone wants to go into the mountains and into the water. I think you go out into the desert because nobody wants that land. Like it's gonna be the last place the government comes to claim.
How do you grow your own garden though?
I mean, you can still grow things. You need some shade and some water. There's a ton of you can go down a deep rabbit hole on like oh, the runoff of your water goes out to the plants. Like all the good water goes here, and the bad water goes. Like you save like every drop and make it go. And you hit a well if you dig deep enough.
Well, we better start fucking digging, dude.
That's it. They get cheap land out in the desert, dude. Nobody's coming.
No.
Maybe the cartel. You got to watch out for those guys. They get a little rough.
Extraterrestrials.
And then the extraterrestrials.
Extraterrestrials and cartels are on your watch list. It's not a good combo, dude. Like, it's not a good combo. Like, I've seen the
But if you got the land in Montana, Bill Gates is coming for it.
That is true.
I don't know who's scarier, dude. Bill Gates or the aliens and the cartel.
I think I could take Bill Gates, though. Like, I think I could beat him up.
For charity.
I could take Bill Gates, man. I go push him around a little bit. But, yeah, the funny thing was, I was just listening to a podcast the other day. They were saying, like, how much, like, people actually hated Bill Gates in, like, the 90s because he was, like, anti-worker and antitrust.
Yeah.
Like...
Oh, yeah. They all hated him.
He just wanted to form a monopoly and stunt growth.
And then you make enough money, and then you own the media.
Yeah.
So you can say that Bill Gates is great.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just positivity. And then the crazy thing was when we had the C word going around, he was invested into it and then sold
all the vaccines.
It's nuts, dude. It's nuts. It's like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna push my product for what I own. But isn't he from Washington? They from
Microsoft
Washington?
is, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Microsoft is Washington.
Yeah, so maybe Bill Gates is running the Mels Hole nowadays. That's a thought right there. I wonder if he owns the land and not the government. Ooh, X-Files music.
Oh.
But who knows? Mels Hall, baby. Mels Hall. You know, you ever wonder what his real name would have been? Like
Who?
Mel.
You don't think this is real name? Mel Waters?
Mel Waters, dude. Get out of here, man.
What a name, dude. It's like the Brady Bunch movie with Jen looking at the orange glass. Like, his name's Orange Glass.
Yeah, there's no way that's his real name, man. That's an alias. 100%.
All right.
Are we doing a movie?
We got to figure out a movie.
Whatever.
What have you seen lately? Have you seen Night Watch? I haven't seen it.
No, I haven't seen that. I'm trying to think. The Pope's Exorcist? I've seen The Pope's Exorcist.
I can't remember it all. Didn't you just watch the new...
It's hideous?
The New Omen.
I did watch The New Omen.
Well, we were the New Omen.
The beginning?
Yep.
Yes.
The New Omen was good.
Yep.
New Omen was good. So the girl from The Visit, or is it The Visit? Not The Visit. What's the M. Night Shyamalan show on Apple? It's like The Nanny, or I don't know. It's not very good. It's very slow. It's not very good. But she's a good actor, and she was the main character in this movie.
Really?
Yeah, she was the nun.
Yeah, it was... Like I said, I like that there was a basis to the story of the original.
Yes.
Like, I already told you before, it's like, there's no reason to remake The Omen.
No.
No reason.
And they did.
I know.
And
it was terrible.
And it was terrible.
Like, the original is just, it's fine. Leave it. Let
It's
it be.
perfect.
Let it be.
It's perfect.
Why mess with it? But
I was on an Omen bender. I watched The Omen, The Omen 2, and The Omen 3. The Omen... well, here's my English accent. I'm going to take it back. He was pretty good in this movie. The Omen 3 is phenomenal.
Really?
For watching, like, a garbage horror movie.
I never saw
like,
The Omen
The
3.
Omen 3. He's an adult.
Yeah.
And he's, like, in line to be, like, an ambassador to another country, and then eventually, obviously, the president, so he can end the world or whatever.
That's kind of badass.
Dude, it's wild. It's a crazy movie.
When did
And then
that-
he's got, like, his followers, dude. Like, the followers of Satan. They're all gathered in a canyon, and, like... It's a cool movie. Check out The Omen 3.
When did that come out? Like, that's an
Had
older
to be
movie?
early 90s.
Really?
Yes.
I got to check that out.
It's good. It's on HBO Max.
Omen
The Omen 3. And then The Omen 4, I don't think I watched. I think that was the one with the girl. They, like, do, like, it keeps going on, but now it's a girl instead of a little boy.
Well, the prophecy doesn't... That can't happen.
Yeah.
It has to be Damien.
Yeah, exactly. Damien.
Yeah. The son of Satan.
It's all for you, Damien.
It's for you, Damien. I'm doing this for you.
But yeah, The Omen was cool.
The start, I like the big thing with it.
We should probably get the name right. What's the name of the movie?
I don't even know.
Omen Begins.
Yeah, we'll go with The Omen Begins. The beginnings. But I do like that they actually foreshadowed the original.
Yep.
Like the basis
First
of
Omen.
it.
The first Omen.
Yes.
The first Omen.
That's what it's called, the first
Yeah.
omen.
So the crazy thing about it was like it was like a group of priests who wanted the Antichrist to be born,
Yes.
so that people would be afraid enough to start coming back to the Catholic
Back to the
Church
church.
because so many people were leaving the church.
Yep.
It's a good premise.
It is a good premise.
It's a good premise.
Like, what's better than fear? You know,
Yep.
Like, we're gonna fearmonger you with actual Satan. Here he is in flesh, and yeah, I do like that there was a starting point to it, and like I always like that occult thing, like the inner workings of the church.
Exactly.
Like there's
like the church is so creepy. If you ever watched Evil on Paramount Plus,
evil. No,
it's a phenomenal show.
Really?
Get into it. They get a little woke in the third and fourth season, which is what they
boy.
always do. But the first 2 seasons are amazing, like immaculate, perfect to watch.
I gotta check that out then.
It's good. It's good.
Check that out.
But a lot of like the inner workings of the church and like
Yeah.
like how demons are involved and how people are.
Yeah.
You can't trust everybody, and
100%.
it's always better like when you add a church in, dude.
100%.
I think that's one thing that's killed horror movies lately is that like so many people are not religious anymore. That like
Doesn't
the church
scare.
movies lose some of their sting.
Yeah, it doesn't scare anybody anymore.
Yeah, so that's why now you see all the church movies. They always seem to take place in the 60s and 70s.
Like, do yourself a favor and like go in YouTube or Google when The Omen came out in 1971 or 73 or whatever the hell it was, and go look at the people's reactions like coming out of the theater, and they're having heart attacks and they're scariest movie they've ever seen, and it was just because religion was in such high regard at that time, you know, in culture and home. I mean, everybody, Catholic schools and.
I will say, as good as that movie was, the ending was a little cheesy. Where it's like, what's his name? Damien. Like it was just so like it was very Hollywood and cheesy. But but the rest, I thought the movie was pretty good.
And it's a great sex scene in that movie.
Yes. Yeah, it was wild.
Great sex scene.
Yeah. Oh, and then she's like trying to talk to the guy and trying to follow the guy, and then he gets hit by the car.
Oh yeah, that was.
And then she like hugs him, and then he just pulls off half of his body. Oh yeah,
it was good.
Good movie. Good movie. Definitely worth watching, guys.
Definitely recommend it.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
That'll wrap us up for another week.
Next week we're hoping to check out the Bell Witch in Tennessee.
No, we're actually scared.
Whew.